In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a completion of the solo grandmaster Birthplace of the Vile. This is a platinum rank, my very first one, so I'm happy with that. This attempt is straight after the failed attempt that you would have seen yesterday, or whenever you watched it. I really did take a lot of the criticism from the criticism that I gave myself from the last video, and I think you'll see that in this gameplay. I do use my rockets a lot more. And I'll be speeding up the bits where there's not too much going on, or the traversal sections, or just the easy parts that are just a bit boring to watch. As you can see here, activating kinetic tremors and using 2 rockets. Going straight in for the finisher. And I did put the mod on that gives you an overshield from a finisher, and it was actually really good. Let me just check what it is. It is called Proximity Ward. Gain a powerful overshield while performing your finisher. Grants a 200 HP overshield for the duration of your finisher animation. Now, I had no idea it was actually that good. But yes, you'll see it in the gameplay when I do finishers, especially in the final boss room. It came really handy. And just running through this the first time, I didn't really know. There was a lot that I learned from the first one, and I think you can see in this one that I do go through certain sections a lot quicker. Probably because I'm using my rocket launcher. This is a hard bit. Sometimes you can kill these guys real quick, and it depends on whether they clump up or if they separate. I think I do actually struggle with this part. Right. Anyway, while this is going on, I'll talk to you a bit about the loadout that I used. I will have a dim link in the description of this video to apply it yourself. So let's have a look. Graviton forfeit the helmet, which extends your invisibility. Increase the duration of your invisibility effects while you are invisible. Your melee recharges faster. Your weapons reload faster, and your recovery is greatly increased. So your recovery goes up to 100, and your reload speed also goes up to 100. And you gain 400% additional base melee regeneration rate when you're near 1 to 2 enemies within 15 meters. So that's why in the last video I was so surprised at how quickly my melee energy was returning to me. It's not an exotic I normally use because this is the first time that I've ever tried really soloing grandmaster content. So whenever going invisibility with the hunter before, I would use the chest piece, which makes your teammates go invisible and gets you, I can't think what it's called. Let me just check. Quickly describing it if I can give you the actual name. It is the chest piece you normally use is Omnioculus. So that's the one that's better in fire teams, but this one, Graviton forfeit, is more for solo use, as you can see. So my hand cannon with kinetic tremors is really useful. I've gotten a bit better with it since the first attempt. As using the rocket again, much more useful. Yes, and 6 shots to activate kinetic tremors. I cannot wait for the final shape where you can enhance your legendary weapons to give them enhanced perks. Then supposedly the enhanced kinetic tremors will activate 1 shot sooner. Which will be nice. As you can see here, I'm just taking my time with the big dude. Took out the unstoppable much quicker this time. Took out the ads much quicker. In general, this is just much smoother, more consistent gameplay. And I use so many rockets that it's actually worth me going back to get these heavy as well. So I'm happy I was paying attention to the heavy drops. Because if we ever did run out of heavy, then it would actually make it a lot harder. Right, let's just speed this part up. So here you get to see the actual invisibility. Look at that, 11 seconds of invisibility. That's wonderful. I'm definitely going to be using the Invis Hunter in the future on future Grandmasters, I'm sure of it. Look how fast that melee comes back as well. Look at that, I've still got 4 seconds of invisibility and my melee's come straight back. Now, I was debating whether to just skip these guys and run on to the next room, but I didn't want to get pushed back and then have enemies on both sides. So I decided to just pull back and take them all off one by one. It's good accuracy there. So other parts of the loadout, obviously we've got, I've spoken a bit about the exotic helmet, the Midnight Coup hand cannon. My rocket launcher is the Braytech Osprey, which has, like I said in the last video, cluster bomb and frenzy. This I find really useful for the last part, and 2 damage increase in perks is I find really useful. I've got Trapper's Ambush on the subclass, so that's the aspect that allows me to dive to the floor and turn invisible. I also have Vanishing Step, so if I dodge, that also makes me go invisible. And combining that with Gambler's Dodge, the class ability, when I dodge I get my melee back, if for some reason I didn't get it back anyway. As well as the fragments, Echo of Cessation. Finisher final blows create a burst of void damage that causes nearby combatants to become volatile. And defeating volatile targets creates a void breach. Now, that one goes hand in hand with Echo of Starvation. Picking up an Orb of Power or Void Breach grants Devour for 5 seconds. So there's extra healing there, as well as a way of getting my grenade ability back with Devour. I also have Echo of Obscurity, which is finisher final blows grant invisibility. Really useful for this build, as well as giving 10 extra recovery. And the final one is Echo of Persistence, where void buffs applied to you, invisibility specifically, but it also includes Overshields and Devour, have increased duration. So all those together, along with the Graviton Forfeit Helmet, is what's giving me the invisibility for 11 seconds when I dive to the ground. So this part in the run, last time I wasted a lot of time with the Overload, and just for him to hide and then gain all of his health back. So this time I wanted to go straight after the Unstoppable, but I found him in a really hard place. So like there, I was able to stun him, and I'm trying to get my shots off while I can. He is able to reach me there, so he does actually have a lot of range, which I guess is something I'm still learning. And that rocket did a lot of damage just then. I can still see where I'm fumbling around a little bit. Like my hand cannon didn't have enough ammo in it then to keep going and looking around. And, yeah, like that guy was such low health for such a long period of time. I wasted a lot of time for that. And here I decide to use my super just because. And now I've learned that that super specifically does stun the Overload champion, which is really nice. That's just a happy coincidence that it does that. And I'll speed this part up as well. So this part in the last video, I didn't have a grenade, but this time I made sure to have one, which is making this part a lot easier. As you can see, I took out almost all of the enemies then as they came out that doorway. And really nice to see a heavy brick there. I'm going to take advantage of that in a bit. And this time I think the enemies were a bit more out in the open, probably because I managed to clear out a lot of them, that it's given me a bit more room to be able to peek into this doorway. Last time I had to jump around the corner. Like, these guys are just coming at me, or I'm able to pick them off one at a time, which is really nice. I think in my first attempt I wasn't quite able to do this. So I stunned that guy. I wasn't sure whether to shoot rockets at him or not. I tried to finish him off, and I missed. So then, well, he had just a little bit of health, so then I tried getting him again, but then the silly flame turret got in my way to block my shot. But I did manage to get him again in the end, so... There's the heavy. So I can definitely do this run better. If I try this again, I'll probably try doing it with a Titan or Warlock, as opposed to twice with a Hunter. Although I could do this again and again with the Hunter, I do want to get better as a solo player, so there's no point in me just sticking to one class. All those flame turrets are all annoying. Although they're better than the void ones. The void ones are the worst. There's kinetic tremors activating in the background there. And I decide to use my rocket, thank goodness. Okay, that last guy was finishable, so I'm just gonna forget about him. Or was it that guy that was finishable? No, they're both finishable. So, yeah, look at my health bar at the top, the overshield that comes when I perform a finisher. It's such a good amount of overshield that you get from this mod for just 2 energy. Just checking for heavy and any guys that I've left. So no looking around this time, as I've had my look around in the last attempt. Paying attention to the heavy ammo that's dropping. There's one that's just dropped there. I actually don't think I got as much heavy in this run as I did the first run. That or I'm picking it up a lot more because I'm using my heavy. But this part's kind of nice and easy with this bow. You got a bow. This is a nice grandmaster where you can take your time at certain encounters, stay far back. Bows and scout rifles are probably my favourite weapon to use in grandmasters, and I think playing solo I'm going to enjoy them even more. It's a shame that scout rifles aren't part of this season's artifact, because I would have liked to have tried more. Although I suppose I can use... I'm drawing a mind blank on the solar scout now. Polaris Lance. The solar that causes ignitions, and it's really useful. Lots of people are using it this season. Maybe I'll have to give that a go. Maybe with the solar warlock. Anyway. Taking this guy out. I'm not sure if I used my rocket on him. I'm trying to save ammunition for the last boss fight. For the last part of the boss fight. I don't know if this is doing enough damage to him. From primary. I think I have a pretty good setup this time for this Grandmaster. Considering this is only my second attempt at a solo GM, and I managed to get it. I was very close the first time, to be honest. Look at those grenades he's throwing. There's so much. So take him out. He doesn't drop ammo. If you remember from last time, we had about 4 ammo bricks on the floor at this point. So this is an interesting part. Last time I tried getting the stunning the unstoppables. So this time I made a conscious effort to go for the ads first. So fire the super, lure them all into one spot. Yes, that worked out very well that time. I think there's 1 or 2 ads alive as well as the 2 unstoppables. And I decided to this is fantastic. Look at this. Kinetic tremors starts and it stuns both of them. So the actual explosion from kinetic tremors can stun unstoppables as well, which is really useful. I'm really impressed with this hand cannon. Looking forward to seeing what else I can do with this one. So just taking my time. No point of wasting heavy ammo if I'm in a safe spot and get these. Especially seeing as I'm staying in this room for the next encounters. Trying to capture the plates. There's the little dude next to the champion. So I tried getting the kinetic tremors to detonate and take out the red bar. I'm not sure if I get it. Did I get it? There's kinetic tremors. No, I just have to look at him for a bit. Just checking to make sure that's all the ads. In all fairness, this is an easy cleanup. Standing up is, as you can see, I'm not really close to death at all. There's using your super and rockets to clear the ads out it limits how many enemies are there, so it becomes a lot easier. And there's a heavy brick there, which is nice. So now I'm back up to full heavy. Using the super to control the ads and paying attention to the stairs. Yep. So this invisibility is wonderful. I'm gonna miss invisibility with the other 2 classes, Titan and Warlock. Look how quick your melee comes back. Can't remember why I went back here. I feel like that was a mistake. Yeah. Yeah, don't go back here. I was invisible. I could have gone invisible again. Could have all immune. Pushed away in this corner. That was risky. Oh, heavy though. There you go. Invisible. Run away back to a safe area. And then pick them off one by one. Those guys with the little round shields, they can be quite hard to get. Especially with the aim assist on the bows. I find out that sometimes when you try shooting at, say, the leg, the aim assist is so strong that it will pull the arrow up to the shield and then you won't hit because they're immune. Like that. It's almost like the aim assist is pulling it away. And this void shield. Really difficult, these little lanterns that come out. This guy's hiding. Yeah, right pain. Fortunately, he's a void shield, so my bow lemon arc has taken his shield out really quickly. So I sped that part up just because I was going one-on-one with that guy for too long. It was not really too much to see, it was just a long fight. So, go invisible again here, the screams get really close and there's not really too much I can do here. I just try to stay invisible, capture the plate, and then it's a better fight for me to leave this area and pick them off one by one again, as opposed to trying to actually fight these guys. I do have a super, but... Oh yeah, that's right, I figured out last time that I actually don't need to kill any of them, I can just run away, which is really helpful. Because once you've activated the 2 plates, these platforms come in and then you can just get away. And you still get platinum because there's no champions there. So super all these guys, tether them together, get the stun on the champion, and then activate kinetic tremors. All the ads are dead there. Because he's marked, I stun him easily. Kinetic tremors. During the as I was commentating on the first video, I wasn't sure actually how much damage it was doing. And looking at it this time, I feel like I'm using it. I'm using kinetic tremors a little bit better. And just watching the health as I'm activating kinetic tremors, it does seem to be dropping the champion's health by quite a bit. So I am happy with it. I'm much more impressed on the second run. It may well be me just getting used to the weapon and the playstyle, but yeah, definitely something I'm happy with. Looking forward to trying Blast Furnace, the new kinetic pulse rifle. I've actually got a roll with Frenzy and kinetic tremors. I might give that one a go, see what it's like on the pulse rifle. Trying to take these guys out before they get to me. This bit's a bit close, but fortunately I was frozen while invisible. So, and they still do this tracking thing where even though you're invisible, they just follow you. And there's that aspect doing really well there, knocking. So I performed the finisher, and then a void burst went out and then affected that guy behind me. So that was really useful, as well as the extra 200 HP overshield. There's a heavy ammo that dropped. That's useful, and I'll leave that there for the final boss fight, so I can pick that up later on. I don't really need it now. So I'm just clearing these guys out. Hopefully they'll drop heavy ammo as well that I can use later. But in all fairness, there's so much heavy that's dropping from using an exotic primary ammo weapon that I don't really need too much. And as much as I could be spamming on a rocket, I'm happy with how much I have been using it. Using it to kind of finish off the champions and get their health down so that the run isn't too long. Although it is still a long run, it still takes me an hour and 1 minute, I think it is. There's that finisher again. Really useful, those finishers. The invisibility finishers are fantastic. Really useful for this GM. I think I'm going to struggle when I use a Warlock or a Titan. There's certain plates I'm not too sure how to actually tackle it without the invisibility. But we'll see. And I remember this part, the crouching on the stairs, looking over. Crouching on the stairs, looking over, constantly hopping up and down. There was a moment, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it in the gameplay, where I was kind of fumbling my buttons and I was struggling to get the rhythm of it right. You go up, shoot, down, up, shoot. But managed to get it. These guys really push me on this bit. You see that? 2 heavy bricks there? So I do come back for those later. I'll pick one up now for the extra 2 ammo. Because I've got these 2 overload champions to deal with. So my plan here is to take out the ads and then get back there and use my super to stun them both and then use my rocket to take them both out as quickly as I can. So here we go. Tether them both. Even though they're tethered by the void lanterns, my super goes through that. So there's the first one down. Get a stun. Do I use my rocket again? Might think there's no point because it's just me and this guy now, so I can peek cover and take him out in my own time. By kinetic tremors. It is pretty good. Now, the recording just stopped there for some reason, so activated it again. You didn't miss much, but it was just the finish up of the champion, and then I just activated my recording again. I don't know why it stopped. So, there was this spot last time, on my first run, that I got up here, and then it seemed to work really well, but this time you can see he's actually shooting up at the top of the doorway, so I can't stay up there. Maybe he pushed up a little bit further this time, I'm not really sure. So I get my super, so I might as well use it, because I've still got 2 unstoppables at the bottom of this hill, and a lot of ads to go through yet. Really impressed with Le Monarch. I'm happy with my choice of weapons in this nightfall. The intrinsic overload on the bow is really nice, and the poison damage, the way it spreads, and I feel like this grandmaster in particular, it's just built for this bow. You can see with the engagement ranges between me and the enemies, it's almost the perfect distance for the bow. Even now, good kinetic tremors working there. That's really good. Got my super back again, and because it's heavy on the floor, there's still that brick from earlier that I can go pick up. Remember, so I'm happy to shoot some ammo here, just to get this through a bit quicker. So I think it's just these 2 unstoppables left, and something really good happens in a moment, completely by chance. So the unstoppables, they sort of teleport next to each other, and then I'm able to stun them both at the same time. Oh, there you go. There's the one who was at the back teleported further down. Just got this red bar to deal with. Okay. So keep an eye on the unstops. There you go. He just appeared back up there again. So in a moment I prep. There you go. So I got the kinetic tremors, stun the first guy, get kinetic tremors activated, and it stuns the guy next to him. So now they're both stunned. So then I stuck the rocket in there. I'll try. Hopefully I get some splash damage, which damages them both. Saves me a bit of time and ammo. Curious if it's going to happen again. Which it does. Perfect timing as well. So get to the final boss room, and this is my strategy. I use my super to bring everything together and stun the overload, and I try to use my rocket on him, and there's a void lantern making him immune, which is really annoying. So he's there, and I try to take him out as quick as I can. The boss catches the grenade to his face, it doesn't hit the overload. Do I manage to get the overload? I don't think I did. The overshield draw and the finisher saved me then because the boss stomped. Yeah, look at that void. That void lantern tether thing is really, really annoying. Can't tell whether I got the overload. I don't think I did. No, there he is. Which was a shame. If I took him out, it would have been a lot more efficient instead of wasting quite a bit of ammo. You can see all these ads are just following me, so I'm trying not to overthink things and just stay alive. And the smart thing to do is to take out all the ads as efficiently as I can without risking anything to myself, and then worry about the overload when it's just the overload and the boss left. That finisher's wonderful. Not only gives me an overshield, but makes me invisible. And then the concussive explosion which happens also weakens the ads around me while I perform the finisher, so then I can perform another finisher. The boss is just following me now, I can't get away from him. Fortunately, the poison's spreading quite well there. As you can see, there's lots of ads just that are finishable, so that I'm able to chain the finishers back to back. And I'm taking out the groups of ads as we spawn in. Sometimes with a rocket launcher, or if I don't feel like it's worth the ammo, then I can just play it a bit safer and take my time. This guy is finishable, so I go in to do that. Get heavy, which is really useful. Probably spawn kill these lot. Yep. And while in the air, use my descent to go visible again. As you can see, I am playing well. I'm happy with how I'm playing. You can see there I'm taking my time, looking around, checking my surroundings to work out what is best to do next. It seems like the ads have stopped spawning in, so I'm going after the overload now. The boss just will not leave me alone. He stomps, but fortunately I don't get hit with it. Look, that boss is just blocking, and now he's got the void lantern which just popped up. Fortunately, I think my rocket took it out, but that was lucky. Missed that rocket. I'm having a really tough time here. Managed to get the stun, shoot the rocket, and take him out finally. There's a lot of ammo and time wasted on that. But sometimes you just... I don't feel like I did anything wrong in particular. I mean, the boss was I have some real trouble on this part. My first run, I didn't find this boss that hard. I was able to stay away from him and like keep getting my shots, but this time he's all over the place, just where I don't want him. He's constantly putting down these void lanterns as well. and he's really close to me. He's like stomping, and he's so erratic. I just think, oh, you know what? I'll get away from him, and then he goes invisible. Does this? Like, he seems to be really unpredictable this time. Well, the first time he was predictable, so, or at least it felt that way. So then I decided to go to the other side of the map. He's just invisible. Look how fast he is as well. I really feel like the first time doing this, it wasn't this much of a challenge, but constantly putting down these lanterns as well. I got a super, I think I might as well. This guy's really annoying. And this is, well, the next part of this boss fight is the part that I failed on last time, so I'm thinking to myself, don't make a mistake, take your time, like, it doesn't matter how annoying this guy is, like, his health is going down. He doesn't heal, so I don't have to worry about that. And worst case scenario is I can dodge to get away. Yeah, as you can see, I'm really struggling to deal significant damage to him, which is why this has taken so long. His health, I've barely done anything, and immune, and I have to spend time trying to get that thing, and then he peeks around the corner to get me. Goes invisible. See, my health is really low here as well, and if he stomped then, he might have even got me. And look, I decide to get to different cover, and he just chases me. He's not even chasing me, he's like so unpredictable that I try to get away from him, and then in his unpredictable nature, he's running to where I wanted to go. And now he's not even paying attention to me, which is ridiculous. And then he goes immune. Like, not only does he go invisible, he goes immune. He's so fast. Like, he just like, he's on one side of the map, and then all of a sudden goes to the other side. Just an unpredictable nature to him, which I found really hard to deal with this time. I'm not even sure what I could have done really too different here, unless there's a spot that I don't know about where he's less erratic. I mean, this part here I seem to be having a little bit more success. So I managed to chain some shots back to back, which is really useful. Then my kinetic loader reloads my hand cannon, and I figure out this trick. So I'm not sure whether you've seen it yet or whether it's about to come up, but I activate kinetic tremors as he's placing down his lantern, and then the kinetic tremors explosion destroys the lantern as he places it down. And then as I go through the run, I try to time it. It's somewhat successful sometimes. There you go. Kinetic tremors destroyed the lantern as he just put down. So I realise this, and then I try to time it a bit better. So I get kinetic tremors, but it was a little bit too early that time. So then I'm thinking, right, did I shoot like 4 bows? So shall I try 5 or 6 bow shots this time, and then I'll activate kinetic tremors? And I miss a shot, unfortunately, because I did get it that time. So yeah, you can see it destroys the lantern. So that's what I'm going for anyway. It's nice that I learned even this in this run. It wasn't like I just did the same thing as last time but got it. I learned from my mistakes last time, and I'm even learning stuff this time, which is nice. Finally do enough damage to get to the next room. Give my morale a bit of a boost so I'm not just stuck in that room just pecking away at his health. Well placed grenade there, making this part easier. I'm almost giving my hands a little break here because the draw time on the bow is just, it's so repetitive. Trying to do one shot at the precise timing of Lemonarch's draw time. So I like going up here because you can see down into this little dip and you can take the enemies out before committing to going across, and then they jump out at you. Although that guy was shooting at me a bit more than I wanted, so I decided to go back. Fall off there, which could have been very naughty, but I managed to save the jump. That Screeb follows me, so then I run away. Take these guys out. I wasn't prepared for how many of them were spawning in, I guess. I expected these ones that spawned in to just not be there, so... Fortunately, I managed to finish that guy before he exploded. Anyway, that's all of them. There's heavy ammo on the floor there, which is useful. I've paid attention to that. But it's just me and this overload left. And this next part is the bit that I made a mistake in my first attempt. I actually failed on my first attempt due to entering this next room, because I didn't have a plan of what I was going to do. So you'll see this time I really learned from my first failure. So I get the heavy. Here we go. So I knew there was an unstoppable, so I put my super down. But he wasn't there, he was in the middle this time, so that's a thing. I managed to stun him, get a rocket off, go invisible. And you can see I'm taking my time quite a bit more effectively here. Yeah, happy with what I did here. Taking my time. I realised this guy's finishable as well, so I decided to get rid of him. Activate Connect Tremors, which does stun the champion, so I take advantage of that. And I'm really close to that guy. Didn't realise the boss came that close to me. So I reposition. And I'm just really caring about this unstoppable, really. So once I get rid of him, then I can just play the invisible game, finish all the other enemies. Take my time with it. So I realise here that he's actually finishable. So I just go straight in for it. Then I can just take my time picking them off one by one. And you can see here the finishers are just coming in handy really well. See, this guy's finishable, so go for him. The rest of them get knocked back. And the lantern stops me from finishing him there, but he goes out of range of the lantern, so I then am able to finish him. But you can see I lost a lot of health there. That could have easily been the end of it. And it sort of woke me up as well to playing a little bit safer. And making good use of these finishers here. I think I did well with playing this game, and all these ads are here next to the spawn, so I take advantage of that with this rocket. I think I take them all out, or if not, most of them. Yeah, just a couple of these guys left. They're actually both finishable, so pull back, wait for them to push me, and then I can take them out one at a time. Big dude follows me again. Thank you very much. More ads have spawned in. There's more heavy on the floor. So my health's low, but I do finish this guy. Fortunately, I don't take too much damage. So this run I do play much better with my heavy ammo, and I think I utilise my finishers a lot better as well, thanks to the mod which has given me a 200 HP overshield. You can see here I'm just trying to figure out where to go, and ads are still spawning in, so do get my super. Yeah, so the boss comes a bit too close there, so I decided to reposition. Overall, I do play this quite well, I think. There's a lot of moments where things are getting a bit hairy, so I do reposition. He comes very close then, which I don't like it, because even though you're invisible, he will still stomp if you're too close. And then that will kill you. But fortunately, if you do just keep rotating around the room like this, you are able to stay away from these ads. He spawns that lantern in way too frequently. It's I suppose it's not as bad in Team Grandmasters, but solo, it's a right pain. I suppose by this point I have learnt that staying at the top of this stage area, I am able to damage the boss a little bit better than the other places I was trying originally. Anyway, the ads have stopped spawning in now, so you can see I've shifted focus onto this guy. Nearly got my super back again, which is nice. Good chance to use my heavy here, I'm not sure if I use it or not. Would have been a good time, I guess. Maybe I'm still not using my heavy as much as I should. I do still have another phase to go through yet, so maybe I am just saving it. Kinetic tremors there, takes out the lantern that guy spawns in. I don't quite get the timing right on that one, but at least I do have a goal that I'm going. Well, I do have something that I'm going for there. He switches things up and puts this flame one on, and so I have to pull back and reposition. Almost starts to mess me up, but I am playing pretty safe. I just noticed two heavy bricks on the floor, so I pull my rocket out. I think I am toying with the idea of using a bit more heavy. There was another one there behind me. So yeah, I have got plenty of heavy here. So yeah, I'll start using it. He's staying still enough now as well. And the rocket takes out the lantern that he spawns in then as well, which is really nice. Nearly died there. That could have been the end. Yeah, I'm slowly but surely taking his health down. But I suppose I'm not too efficient at this part, I guess. I'll have to watch other YouTubers, see how they do it, but... There you go, good amount of damage there. Good back-to-back shots. Kinetic tremors doing work. Lots of poison too. He's failing to put the lanterns down. I'm not too sure why, but he's doing the animation for it. But I'm able to utilize all this time that he's not putting them down, and I'm putting in some good damage, so... You can see by the time at the bottom right, it's 53 minutes I've been doing this now. So by the time the end of the grandmaster's completed, I would have spent half the time just fighting the boss. So half an hour to get to the boss and half an hour to actually finish him. I take these guys out. Well, I took that first guy out with my hand cannon. It worked really well. Yeah, you can see how well this hand cannon is actually dealing with damage. So yeah, look at that, much quicker than missing some shots with the bow. So I did have one heavy on the right path from last time, but take these guys out. There is one on the left side. Is that two? No, just the one. Oh no, it is two. So yeah, I don't need to go to the right side. Just take these guys out. Staying far enough back that I'm not creating any threats. So there's still this one brick on the floor, which I suppose, do I use a rocket on this overload? We'll see. I should do. Take that out, stun him, then use a rocket. No, use a grenade. Do I use a rocket? There we go. Not too bad. Could have used a rocket earlier on, but I think this brick in particular, this one with the light purple glow above it, I think that gives two ammo. So maybe I could have used an extra rocket on that guy. But hey, I'm still learning. So I've got full heavy, a full super. Ready for this, so I'm conscious of the ads spawning in. I know there's a champion to deal with, and I get a stun with my super, so I know it's an overload. And then I just send in the rockets. Do I get the overload? No, I find him at the back there. So I managed to stun him again, and he blocks it. The boss blocks that rocket, and then he heals, and then there's a void lantern making him immune. So I think that's twice. On the first overload, I think the boss blocked a rocket or a grenade or something just by running into it. And the same thing happened again. But you can tell by how... You can tell by the my positioning that I'm okay with what's going on. I've just got to play it a bit slower, a bit safer, and taking my time, picking my targets. So I'm not getting too flustered with it. There you go, stun him over there, get the rocket off, Grenade. Nearly die again. Wow. This is close. The boss is like just following me where I just can't get away from him. There's rockets. So seems to be on my own now. There you go. That gets him. It's more heavy that I pick up. So now the overload's gone, I just need to worry about the ads until they stop spawning in. So, I'm probably going to try the same Grandmaster again with maybe the Warlock or the Titan. I'll have a look. I'll try and create a build in my head and decide what it is I'm going to try and do. I will see if I can complete the same Grandmaster again this week. I probably won't do it with the Hunter, or if I do, I'll try a very different build. But we'll see how it goes. Overall, I'm really happy. It took me 2 attempts. I mean, I was trying hard. I'll be honest. This was me at like my top 99% of try hard. I wasn't stressing out, which was good, and at the same time, I was still trying really hard. I did care, and you know, this wasn't easy. But I also feel like I have learnt quite a lot just from giving these 2 attempts. If I do this again, I will use different weapons. I won't just try to do the same void invisibility thing, but for Titan or anything. I won't use Lemonarch again. There's no point. I might as well make it different. I will use different style of weapons and so on. As you can see here, I really am just taking my time with it, waiting for these ads to just stop spawning in so then I can focus all my effort onto the boss. It's been a long time since I've used the Invis Hunter, but I'm really happy with my performance. Don't know what that guy's shooting at. Yeah, here we go. So I think I realised that they've stopped spawning in. There's heavy brick to my left. I've got quite a lot of heavy on me. So I just start taking this out. Looking forward to the next week's Grandmaster not having these lanterns which make him immune. Definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, and I've learnt the kinetic tremors trick. So that worked. Yeah, if I can get enhanced kinetic tremors on that weapon next season, so that I can only, I don't know, even if it's in 5 shots, that would be really useful. I'll be able to time the activations a lot better. Here we go. I'm just, not wasting the rocket on that while he's immune. Now it does go through my head, what happens if I mess my jump up and I shoot this massive block in front of me? I just blow myself up right at the end. Oh, that would be disheartening. I don't do that, don't worry. Yeah, just throwing everything at him now. I almost just keep shooting him with the hand cannon just so that I keep the kinetic tremors going. Get my super, might as well use it. Stun the guy. Just the last few bits of damage. There you go. And that is, as you can tell by my emotes, I'm very happy with that. And that is my first solo Grandmaster on Birthplace of the Vile. Thank you very much for watching.